We've got some breaking news to bring you from Liverpool.
Do you think he will be given time, though? And do you think he deserves to be given more time?
On the basis of his work at Spurs this season, you can't make any argument that he deserves it. And there's a bit of a thing with Frank, I suppose, in that we've certainly seen it. Because we would have dealt with him at Brentford, and he was, in contrast now at Spurs, he was so expansive at Brentford. He was such a kind of assured character who was willing to just talk so intelligently about football. We're not he looks like a different.
Your immediate reaction and response?
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised at Stephen Bunting.
Yeah,
I just am. He's had a decent enough year, but not as good as some, in my opinion. And he can consider himself a little fortunate. He didn't play well in the Premier League. Well, no, that's unfair. He played OK in the Premier League
Results
last year.
didn't go his way.
Results did not go his way, especially for the first 8 weeks where he didn't win a game. But we know the Premier League's tough. We know that. But, yeah, look, you can't argue with any of them in terms of their ability, in terms of what they're capable of. But Stephen Bunting will be the one that will breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Different figure at Spurs now. As regards whether they'll change, I think the one thing that was significant about yesterday's game was it felt like it didn't quite get toxic enough to force the owners. And that's where we are now. I think that's touching on what Johnny said there about the kind of where it gets into end game for a manager. And it's almost like everyone is in a bit of a holding pattern now until the situation gets so bad and it gets so toxic that they have no choice.
There was a danger it would, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Particularly at half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's been a bit of a debate around Spurs over the last 12 or 14 hours since the game ended about how much of this was Frank and how much was the players taking matters into their own hands. I mean, and even we should say about Villa's performance, but especially in the first half, just the sharpness and coherence of Villa in contrast to what Spurs were. I mean, that first goal where Tielemans just plays it straight through the four men. Yeah. And then the second goal, kind of one-touch football, as if Spurs were a lower league side. They did rally in the second half, maybe showed that there could be something there. But can Frank, in this situation, can he hone that? It feels unlikely.
Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi in the summer so nearly went to Liverpool, and now he's being linked to another couple of big clubs. What's going to happen with Guehi?
Liverpool fans erupt as Marc Guehi arrives to complete Blockbuster Anfield move. Liverpool supporters are on the edge of their seats as Marc Guehi, the commanding Crystal Palace captain and England international, has reportedly touched down in Liverpool to undergo his medical ahead of a high-profile transfer to Anfield. This latest development comes after weeks of intense speculation and behind-the-scenes negotiations, sending the fanbase into a frenzy. Guehi, 25, is widely admired for his composure, leadership, and physical presence at the back, qualities Liverpool have been eager to bolster in their defensive line.